etc. And 4. Cartilago articularis.
Very nice. Very nice.
Cartilago articularis. Your books, my dear, told you that about terms stratum synoviale or membrana synovialis, but actually according to etymology of these words, the word layer, membrana and tunica are not the same. Membrana, what does it mean? Layer. Means septum. Without cellular elements, as compared with stratum. It is not membrane, it is volume formation. We cannot use the word tunica. Why? Because tunica, according to terminology, means shell with a distinctive attribute, with the distinctive features of structure, and with one's personal source of embryogenetic development. Embryogenetic source of embryogenetic development in stratum synoviale, in stratum fibrosum as well, is the same. All these items have mesenchymal origin. This is very important. For this reason, my dear, it's necessary to mention about non-obligative features of structure of joint, namely, first, ligamentum, facultative component. It can be present, it can be not be present. Ligamentum. Next, discus articularis. Discus articularis. Meniscus articularis. And labrum articulare. Articulare. Non-obligative. Classification of joints. Classification. First, articulatio simplex. Simple joint. Articulatio simplex means articulation which consists of from only two articular surfaces. Only two facies articularis form this joint. What is articulatio composita? Compound joint. Compound joint, my dear, consists of 3 or more articular surfaces, or it can comprise 2 or more joints. For example, articulatio cubiti, elbow joint, consists of 3 joints. Articulatio genus, knee joint, consists of 2 joints. But it will be another case history. Next, articulatio complex. Atlas, give me quickly. Atlas. Articulatio complex is joint which comprise, more precisely, discus articularis or meniscus articularis, and in addition, my dear, it's a very important, please, for God's sake, mark it well, that there are a lot of mistakes in your book. I will bring you book of Kaveshikov, and I will point at horrible, terrible, and sinister mistakes.
And please,
Look, what is articulatio complex? If articulatio has discus or meniscus articularis, which divides articular cavity into two subcavities, completely or particularly. This discus must, without fail, divides articular cavity. Mark it well, my dear. There are a lot of mistakes in your book. And articulatio composita. Composita. When mandibula aquí. When the bone has articular surfaces of the same name, and these articular surfaces form the same joint, but these articular surfaces are anatomically separated. For example, condylus mandibula, processus condylaris mandibula, processus condylaris mandibula. Actually, they form one joint, but they are separated anatomically. They can move together or concurrently or discurrently, not concurrently. Mark it well because there is mistake in your
please
book.
see it. Not this. This.
Next, my dear. There is more to come.
What is
Biomechanical classification.
superior? This superior and this inferior.
Classification.
Why?
Due to excesses of
So
movements,
please sit down.
we can distinguish, my dear. Articulatio mono axialis and articulatio polyaxialis. Articulatio monoaxialis, some subsets. Articulatio trochlearis and articulatio trochoidea.
Esther, come here.
Trochoidea. How to distinguish? How to live without confusion? Look, my dear.
Mark Esther.
If you see, if you look at articular surface, and if you see that these articulations comprise trochlea bony formation, for example, trochlea humeri, trochlea tali, this articulatio trochlearis.
Name of this canalis.
But if you see articulatio trochoidea, how to say the word wheel in French language? Wheel. Volon, no. Not trochos. No?
No.
Okay, trochoidea means wheel like a wheel. In Spain language, trojos means wheel. In car,
volant.
volant. Okay. Trochoidea. The same name according to origin, articulatio cylindrica.
And now let's calculate.
Articulatio cylindrica. Cylinder, like a wheel, means articulatio trochoidea. Trochlearis means ginglimus. Ginglimus means hingle joint. Articulatio polyaxialis. polyaxialis. We can see articulatio biaxialis
4, 3,
and articulatio triaxialis.
5, 3, and
Articulatio biaxialis, subsets.
no, 5, 2,
Articulatio cellaris,
2 and 3,
saddle joint.
and 3, 8,
Articulatio bicondylaris
13 marks.
and articulatio ellipsoidea. You can distinguish these articulations by the means of watching or seeing at the geometrical formation, geometrical form of these joints. Articulatio triaxialis, subsets. Articulatio spheroidea,
So what result?
spheroidea, a little prompt, tip, innuendo. If you see at articular surface and if you see the caput, you can, with the predominant degree of confidence, proclaim this is spheroid joint. Why? Because of sphere, because of caput. Subset of this articulatio spheroidea is articulatio cotylica. Cotylica, yes. Oh mon Dieu, très difficile. My dear, articulatio cotylica. This is articulatio cotylica. Articulatio coxa. But, my dear, mark it well. Maybe who will work in the United States, it will be of use for you. A lot of scientists believe that this is not articulatio cotylica. It's articulatio conchoidea. Conchoidea. Conchoid joint. And on this background, they claim on unipolar prosthesis of hip joint, according to their point of view. No.
But what is your own point of view?
My own point, read my thesis, being devoted to this joint. I did not mess around classification. I mess around this. Synovial layer, been proved, and marginal transitional zone. Very interesting point. All pathological processes starts from this joint. And this joint is, so to say, tears for doctors who try to treat diseases of joints. For this reason, my dear, first, articulatio spheroidea, and second, articulatio plana. Articulatio plana. And look, I would like to familiarize you with the perplexion. Namely, my dear, look at these joints. Actually, for example, this joint, plain joint. The first sign. How can this joint, plain joint, move at the three-dimensional space? Moreover, my dear, I must tell you that articulatio plana possesses only one kind of movements, namely sliding. Glissmo, glissade. Only, my dear, only sliding. How did it come about that these joints have been valorously referred to articulatio triaxialis? The point is that sliding we can distinguish into three planes. This one, this one, and this one. And resulting movement can result in different and various movement of, for example, vertebral column, which can be successfully contemplated during watching of sport competition, gymnastic, what next, and a lot of another kinds. So, for this reason, my dear, that's that. And there is more to come. Why? Because we must conquer the junctions of skull. But before mention junction of skull, let's see together with you movements around axis. Look, name of this axis: axis frontalis or axis horizontalis. Axis frontalis or horizontalis. Around this axis, what movement can be observed around this axis? Look, what does it mean around? It means round. This way, another way. Let's differ. Let's anatomize these full movements.
And please,
This
name of this
one half of movements,
structure.
namely this. What was this? Flexion. Flexio and opposite extensio. Next, axis sagittalis. Axis sagittalis. This axis sagittalis. Position at the space. Axis sagittalis. Round. This round and opposite round.
Yes, this.
Let's separate, anatomize.
Very nice.
This one and that one.
And the last
Namely, this one, that one. Means abductio and adductio. It's not difficult for you to distinguish these words. Meanwhile, our students who doesn't know, especially who doesn't know the difference between two prefixes, ab and ed, they cry of it. Yes, my dear, French, English language, for you it's a correspondently native language, but for our student is not. Что? Abductio, adductio. ABD, ADD. What does it mean? Ad.
Ab and ad.
Да. Next, my dear. Axis verticalis. This one, axis verticalis. Around axis verticalis, we can see what? Rotation. Rotatio.
84.
Rotatio. My dear, this is classic variant. By studying, by anatomizing, perusing, scrutinizing a lot of items, we will step out from classical point. But it will be another case history. Let's do a break. After break, show will go on.
Excuse me.
So,
Axis frontalis, how does it move?
Horizontally.
how do you think?
Like this.
Like this?
Like this. Example. How do you think it's going?
Frontal, axle. This for you. This for you.